Kentucky Derby from this Santa Anita Derby, and it's been one of the most productive prep races over the years for that run for the Roses. As they go in, as per usual, Bob Baffert holding both aces. He's got the first and the second choice in Potente and Cherokee Nation. The third choice going to be the last to load, Intrepido, trying to get back to his winning ways. His last victory came right here at Santa Anita in the Grade 1 American Pharoah. They're all in line for the Santa Anita Derby. Frank Miramati with the call.
And they're off in the Santa Anita Derby, and a little stumble for Cherokee Nation. Potente came out beautifully, and so did Robusta, who's right up alongside. So Happy in the three-path, and Intrepido will now tuck in behind these three. Start the Ride, who was off slowly, moves up. Vitruvian Man inside of him, and after a tough beginning, Cherokee Nation's at the back of the field. Juan Hernandez has Potente in front, rounding the clubhouse turn at the Great Race Place, with Robusta a half-length back in second. Vitruvian Man is down at the rail. In between horses, Start the Ride, So Happy outside of them. Hector Barrios and Intrepido forced to go four wide, and Cherokee Nation's a handful at the back of the field. 4 lengths covers them, 5 furlongs from home. Potente and Robusta are on even terms heading to the half-mile pole. Then it's So Happy in third, Start the Ride, Vitruvian Man. Intrepido 4 lengths off the leader, and Cherokee Nation. They're heading toward the far turn, and Robusta continues to put the pressure on Potente. Potente at the rail, Robusta right up alongside. So Happy 2 lengths back in third, and Intrepido tries to make his move. Behind them, Start the Ride under pressure. 3 lengths back, Vitruvian Man and Cherokee Nation. They're a quarter of a mile from home. Potente, Robusta, here's So Happy with a 3-wide move, and now it's So Happy and Potente who go on with it at the top of the stretch. Robusta is back to third, then Intrepido. They're in the final furlong. So Happy on the outside, and Mike Smith. Potente and Juan Hernandez are nose and nose, and So Happy puts him away late. It's So Happy pulling away to win the Santa Anita Derby by almost 3 lengths over Potente. A long way back, Vitruvian Man was third, and Intrepido finished fourth.
Money Mike Smith, and So Happy with the victory here in the Santa Anita Derby. You guys, I don't think he's a sprinter.
Christina, you and I are in agreement once again, and dead wrong. This horse was best. Perfect ride from Mike Smith, right?
Absolutely. And Mike Smith, the winningest jockey in the history of the Santa Anita Derby. 4 wins coming into the day today. This is his 5th Santa Anita Derby, and he sat back off a hot pace with this horse. Many horses were wide going into the first turn, most notably Intrepido wide throughout this field and throughout the running of the Santa Anita Derby this year. But So Happy sitting the trip, and he had plenty left to finish with when they hit the quarter pole.
Right now, nice. Can we see the start again, guys? Can we see the start again at the gate and see how tough the start was on Cherokee Nation? Because he's done that a couple times. But boy, congratulations to Mark Glatt and his owners, Norman Stable, Saints or Sinners, and Mike Smith. Very, very good riding. Kristen, you touched on Cherokee Nation being a big horse and his gate problems. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, he's gotten away awkwardly in a few of his starts, and Frank Miramati called it right from the gate. Kind of stepped a little bit. His hind end sort of dipped down, you see there in the first maybe jump or two, and he just didn't quite get his legs underneath him in the first few strides. In the meantime, Intrepido was pretty intent on getting to the leader, pretty close to it, as were many others. Robusta wanted to show speed. Juan Hernandez rightfully floated everybody out a little wide into that first turn. So you had several horses lining up and wide into the first turn and down the backstretch.
Yeah, and watching his stretch run again, Potente ran well. It's just his third race.
Very well.
He took heat look, the horse who pressed him is going to be last, Robusta. He put him away and kept going. He ran very, very well. Like, unless I'm one of the top 2 horses, I don't go on to Kentucky. The rest were soundly defeated here. The first 2, very good. And Christina, sometimes horses fool you. I mean, you and I both looked at So Happy. I kept thinking, I don't know about a 1/8. He actually looks like he wants to go even further.
What's so amazing about both of these horses, I know this has become more of the rule than the exception. They're so lightly raced. Both of these horses have a conceivable step forward going in to the Kentucky Derby. The question is, how hard did they have to work? Potente was in gear every step of the way. So Happy got to relax a little bit in the early stages, but he was all out the final 3/16.
He was, and he was very professional also, So Happy. They both were, but So Happy sat back off that pace. He rated, he relaxed, he let Mike Smith just kind of put him wherever he was comfortable. then angled out as they turned for home, and he knew he was going to have a horse race on his hands. Anytime you're looking a Bob Baffert horse in the eye, it's not going to be easy to put them away, but he does so and pulls clear by about a length in the end.
Yeah, the Baffert horses aren't going to stop. They're going to keep running. You may beat them, but they're not going to stop. Mike, to your point, and I was thinking about that as they crossed the wire, you want, or at least I want, a horse seasoned with a battle going in the Kentucky Derby. But it's a fine line between a seasoning battle and one that starches you. That was a very, very hard race in these two horses. You can see that horse blowing pretty good coming back. With those two trainers, you have confidence to come back with their A game. But it is a fine line, especially the lightly raced part. Sometimes a lightly raced horse fires their best shot, and it takes a lot out of him. Great race, really good race today.
This is going to be a very emotional winner's circle. There were a lot of articles written prior to the San Felipe, and it was a horrible time for the Glatt family. Mark Glatt lost his wife Dina just a few weeks ago, and a few weeks prior to the San Felipe, and you could see Mike Smith reaching to the heavens after they crossed the wire, and as he was on the backstretch, I'm sure that she is very much on everybody's minds as they're celebrating this win today.
Yeah, some longtime owners too. Saints or Sinners ownership group with Mark Glatt for quite some time. Norman Stables LLC, the co-owners, run happy out of a Blame mare, So Cunning. So I guess the mare came through, right? The Blame part came through today.
Certainly did. There is So Happy, and yeah, I just want to echo those sentiments. We had a rough patch here at Santa Anita. We lost John Sheriffs, and then shortly thereafter, the news of Dina Glatt passing away, which was somewhat unexpected. This wasn't something that she had been suffering for a long, long time, and it caught everybody off guard a little bit, especially because it seemed like she was improving. And Mark Glatt has been, he's a trainer whose abilities on the track I respect as much as anybody in this game. He never has a down season. His good seasons, he's hitting at 25%. His bad seasons, he's hitting at 19. Every single meet, he is as consistent as they come.
To your point, Mike, and I brought up Jim Cassidy earlier, the Evening Jewel was named for him. He passed away recently, too.
Right.
It's been a rough time for people who've been in the game a long, long time. Just a really good horse race. Those two horses ran lights out. The Vitruvian Man picked up the pieces to be third. 1660, if you bet on So Happy.
So
There's Mark.
There's Mark Glatt. Mark, and you saw his son Ryan was one of the first ones out there to greet Mike Smith. They'll be on to Kentucky. And you know what? These owners, like you said, Saints or Sinners and the Norman Stables, been around a long time, and they're getting that ticket to the first Saturday in May. And this horse is legit. He ran a fantastic race today. He beat some good horses, especially Potente.
Don't you think that gets a big number buyer-wise and sheets-wise? The way those
149
horses
flat.
separated from the other horses? Yeah.
We shall see,
Yeah.
but I would suspect you're correct. Let's check in with Joaquin.
Juan, you and Potente, very game in defeat today, finishing second. When did you make the decision early on that you wanted to go to the lead?
Well, out of the break, because he broke in front. I broke in front of everybody, and I didn't send him. He wanna be there. I just put the downs, the hands down, and he was turning really well. I never had a break from the outside horse, so it's just a little hard to keep that pace. There was mile and 8. But my horse run really good. He run really good. He'll show again that he can be a good horse, and it's only his third race, so I think he's going to improve from this race, because that was a lot of pressure, and that was a tough race. So I think he's going to come back and run way better next time.
Thanks, Juan. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
And I agree. I mean, we saw exactly what Juan said. This was a fantastic effort for Potente. And I think one that'll set him up well going into Kentucky.
And the gallops out is not everything. Look at El Potente, guys. Look, he galloped right back out with the winner. He was not stopping late. There's the happy group in the winner's circle of the Santa Anita Derby edition 89.
I mean, it's LeBron James and Mike Smith. That's your list of athletes who age gracefully. It's unbelievable. He is ageless. One of the greatest to ever straddle a horse. He's got another shot at the Derby. His first Derby came with Giacomo. He won the Triple Crown with Justify, and here we are as he goes into that Kentucky. And remember last year, was it last year after the Derby? Somebody, hey, this isn't my last Derby. Stop it! Like, I don't know if it was one of us or somebody else at another network trying to interview him and saying, oh, at this stage in your career, he's like, whoa, a stage of nothing. This isn't my last Derby, everyone.
I want to correct one thing I said too. Mike Smith, winningest of those that were in the race today.
Okay.
Gary Stevens, the old-time winningest jockey in the Santa Anita.
Oh, Gary would let Mike
Smith
hear that
is right
too.
there with
Yeah.
5 now.
Gary would remind Mike of that.
And guys, don't you think Mike sticks around for a reason like that?